Hi, all you SPMEs out there. Today's presentation has 3 answers I'm going to be looking at, and you're going to want to stick around because the 3rd answer to this is a secret as to why it really isn't so bad. Now let's get into it. What we're going to be looking at today is find out why self-publishing is bad. Now, is it really bad? When I first got started, I did understand that there were issues with regards to self-publishing. Reasons that many people would say, oh, you should never self-publish. In fact, there's plenty of people out there who are, if you're not traditionally publishing, then this doesn't really count. It's actually a bad way to get a name for yourself. You really can't make money. There's all sorts of reasons that people will give to say why self-publishing is bad, and some of these answers are legitimate. This is Chris Baird from selfpublishingmadeeasynow.com, where self-publishing doesn't have to be so hard. Go ahead and click the subscribe bell if you'd like for me to make more videos like this one, and check below in the description and you will see my free self-publishing checklist. So let's get into it. When I first started, I didn't have a particularly bad idea about self-publishing. Now, don't get me wrong, I had downloaded an awful lot of free Kindle books, and I'd even found some in the library, and they were poorly formatted with misspelled words and all sorts of issues, or they hadn't been edited, their covers were lousy, all sorts of things, and that was my first introduction to the subject of self-published books. But at the same time, I found other books that people had self-published that were very high quality. And so when I started publishing myself, I realized, well, I'm going to need a good cover and I'm going to need multiple editings done on my books. There was a whole series of things in order to avoid some of the mistakes, but to get some of the other ones. But there are reasons you might not want to self-publish, and let's get into a few of them. The first is, with self-publishing, it doesn't require a gatekeeper. So nobody's saying your book is good or your book is poor. You simply publish it, and Amazon or these other services will just accept the book and they will take it as is. So the quality can be very low, and people know that a self-published book can be a challenge. So maybe, for quality issues, if you're trying to, if you're doing it for a job or to impress people or whatever it might be you're trying to do, that might not be as powerful as if you had traditionally published. So there's one reason it would be bad. Another reason is it may suggest a lower quality on the books, so that the books themselves are not really up to par, since they didn't have to go through multiple editions or editing processes where there's multiple editors that will be looking at the manuscripts themselves and fixing the issues that show up in the book. Your covers may be lower quality, but sometimes, I've seen them low quality also on traditionally published books as well. But the secret for today that we're looking at to why they doesn't have to be so bad is that it really doesn't matter, since all of these other issues don't really matter, because you can earn more money on your self-published books, since you can get up to 70% royalties on your Kindle books that you sell. Also, there's many self-published books that are higher quality with less mistakes and better covers and than of the traditional variety. And the final thing is, if you do decide to go traditional, one of the best ways is to show traditional publishers that you can get your books accepted by that people are willing to buy your books, the self-published books, and that shows them that you have an audience that's following you and is willing to buy your books. So it can prove to them that you actually can get them traditionally published and that it's worth their while to go about doing that. So these are reasons why you may wish to consider it. But that being the case, if you think that self-publishing is bad, then maybe it isn't right for you, and you should start with traditional publishing or some other option. So why don't you tell me, what have you found? Have you found that self-publishing isn't a good option? Are there other reasons that it's bad to self-publish? I would be very interested to hear your comments below, and look above me here and you can find more answers to your self-publishing questions. Thanks.